Hey, you're watching Vec, and today we're building the demon. Alright, so today we're building the demon. However, in Need for Speed Heat, there is no demon as of yet, so we got to make do with buying the Challenger SRT 8. And unfortunately, it doesn't even have the same specs. So what we're gonna have to do is modify this car to make it look like a demon and perform like a demon. Send that bad. No, I'm driving this bad boy. Let's get a base lane. It already sounds kind of mean. However, I think we can make it a lot better. Actually, yeah, it's kind of sluggish. I've gotten so used to driving like an overpowered 180 SX right now that this feels kind of slow. Alright, we're gonna fix that. We're gonna definitely fix this. Okay, so the original demon actually came in with a 6.2 V8 Hemi, and that unfortunately isn't an option as far as engine swaps. We have a flat 12, a V8 of 4.5. Yeah, it's not an option in this game, unfortunately, so we can't really keep it true to life. So I'm actually just gonna keep the V8 that's already in place, and we're just gonna put all the ultimate parts on it, and then let's see what we get. So the original demon out as well had 840 horsepower. That is much more than this came in with just stock. Even with it just the two ultimate parts, we're still not close to that. So hopefully we can either surpass or match that performance. Okay, so now it's a question of want to stay true to the demon itself, or if I want to put something else. However, I think I'm just gonna go for the supercharger, since the original demon actually comes with a supercharger. I'm just gonna try to keep it as true to self as possible. Of course, it doesn't come with NOS, but we're still gonna put NOS, of course. And the demon was actually designed in with a quarter mile in mind. However, we want this to drive as great and as well as possible, so we're not gonna make it for drag, because drag isn't really a thing in this game, unfortunately. So we're gonna make it for road. We only have two choices in gearbox, actually. That's kind of I haven't seen that actually, but we'll keep the plus on that one. And we actually are gonna build this car with the purpose of doing high heat and messing with the cops, and, you know, just building as an anti-cop. We go with the repair kit, and instead of the damage reduction, I'm actually gonna do a damage increase. Let's see if that makes any difference. I usually go for the damage reduction so I can live for longer, but let's see what happens when we put the damage increase. Now for visuals, I'm not gonna do anything as far as decals, at least not much, but I want to make this a little bit darker, really give it a nice mean like dark red look. What's saturation gonna do? Ooh, kind of blackish brown. I'm not really looking for that. Now let's do something with the body. So fortunately, it looks like we could actually do, well, we could actually make it look a lot like the original demon. This is a stock, and these two, this one's actually a lot closer to demon, so I'm gonna keep it that one. I think that's pretty close. It's either between this one that's a little bit narrow or this one. I think I'm actually gonna go for this bigger one. Suck in more air. Rear end, let's see what we got for the rear end. We have two options here. Definitely go for this one then. I give it a bit of a wider body. It's actually already pretty wide, but it doesn't mean we can't go wider. Let's go with the LB Works. Now personally, I like kind of the lip spoilers. That's just kind of personal taste, so I don't think I'm gonna go for any of these super big spoilers. I might actually just either go for this one or keep it stock. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep it stock. That's just kind of my thing. If you don't like it, you know, tell me what you would have gone for. Gotta keep the stock mirrors. Rims, that's what we gotta change. I like really big, thick rims like that. So I'm gonna go with the Cosmos MR7s on both. Oh, that's atrocious. We need a bigger wheel. Yeah, there you go. As big as we can make it. Let's make them all black. Yeah, apply to all. I'm already liking how this is coming out. That looks mean as hell. All right, let's see if we can change the lights as well. Oh, what? We can't do lights on this? Oh, that's a bummer. Why not? The front bumper. Well, that's a shame. I kind of want to put red lights on this. Oh yeah. Change the frame, all black frame. Change the background. What backgrounds have we had so far? There we go. Cross and bones. Nitrous color, we're gonna go with red. Some red tire smoke. Gotta do the fireworks instead. Putting that air suspension get nice and low. At least for the build, for the purposes of this build. This is a really high stance. What the hell? All right, yeah. Let's see what the exhaust sounds like. Oh no, we're gonna go aggressive, custom, raw. What happens when we go metallic? Not much of a difference. Yeah, I don't hear much of a difference. Alright, we'll keep it as is. Alright, so far the first version of this is done. We didn't get it quite to 400, so we might need to do an engine swap, but I want to test it out, see what how it does on a track real quick. One thing though, it looks great. I love the look of this car. How does it do in the straightaway? Not as good as I would have hoped. We're still running the stock engine, so it seems we're gonna have to do the engine swap. Either by poor driving on my part, or this car is just not good enough with the stock engine. Yeah, it's definitely not a demon just yet. Okay, we're gonna have to do the engine swap. We've swapped from the 6.4 V8 to the 4.7 V8 Forge, and right now we're sitting at 1352 out of 1452, because we're using the screw supercharger instead of the dual charger that would give us that remainder, and that's mostly because I want that low end, like that low end boost, because we're gonna be taking on the cops. Unfortunately, that doesn't really help us in the top end speed, and the car is probably going to struggle to actually reach that top speed of 236. It's probably going to be sitting somewhere around the low 200s for the most part. Now, the only thing that is left to do now is to test it on a track, and hopefully that all these monstrous stats. We have a power of 10, a high speed of 9.9, an acceleration of 9.8, and a nitrous of 10, of course, because we have full nitrous. So let's see if this is just for show or this car can actually perform. Just like expected, the car doesn't do too well on the on track. We didn't really design it for track, and just like a lot of other muscle cars, it kind of struggles to really hit top speed on a track. We are about to get hit first place, which is pretty cool, but it's definitely not handling as well as other cars I've driven. It definitely doesn't have the performance to keep up with a lot of supercars. I think if we were going against another player, we would struggle a lot with this car. It definitely looks mean, it definitely looks the part, but as far as a racetrack car, it's really not. I think swapping the supercharger for the twin turbo and going for the 6-speed, it'll probably help out a lot in that regard, but that's not really the purpose. So far, it's struggling, but we are winning, so it does have that. We can give it that much. I think with the full NOS package, we could definitely make this into a nice performance car, but It's not built for a track, and that's not its purpose, but it does do pretty well in the track just by itself with the modifications that we've done so far. Okay, so seeing how it performed in that track, what we're gonna do, we're gonna give it the modifications it'll need. We're gonna go for the dual turbocharger. We're gonna change to the 6-speed, and then we're gonna give it the full NOS package, and we're gonna do one final test. Okay, so for the next test, we're gonna do supersonic, well, rather sonic, and we'll see how well this car is gonna do in that track. We'll give it the full NOS package. We're gonna do let's see, a higher sensitivity on steering because it turns really stiff. I'm gonna go with high downforce, try to keep it to the ground, and we should still hit that 236. It says the quarter mile is 927, which is actually about the same as my 180 SX, but let's see if it actually performs about the same, or if it blows it out of the water, or it's worse. Alright, so I'm gonna be using all the NOS because this is what I always see. Everybody pumping as much NOS as they can into the cars at the very beginning. Try to hit that top speed. Oh, even with all the NOS, I'm not getting the acceleration I would expect. We haven't even hit 200 yet, have we? There we go. Let's see if we can hit 230 too. Or even 230. Oh, definitely hitting this jump right here. Nope. Ooh, that's messy. The driving, even with high sensitivity steering, is very stiff. Yeah, a little stiff on the turning. Use that last NOS recharge. Dude, let's still salvage this a bit. We're doing pretty bad, to be honest. Either by fault of the car or fault of myself. Really feeling the weight of this car, that's for sure. Okay, so we got about 3 minutes 18 seconds. Not great, definitely not great. But despite the modifications that we have in this car and a massive horsepower that we have, it doesn't really perform that well in the track. This car was definitely meant for drag, as original Demon was, but I don't know, maybe with a different a couple different modifications, a different supercharger or a different turbo, maybe changing the tires, it handles a little bit too stiff for my taste. It doesn't really take off as much as I would like it. The top end's really slow. I feel like it struggles to hit that top the actual top speed that it says at 236. I don't think I hit it once. Definitely not a track car. Definitely probably more of a drag car. I don't think it really compete with a lot of the supercars, which is kind of unfortunate. However, that's not why we built the car. We're gonna swap back to the screw supercharger and back to the 5-speed, because the reason we built this was to take on the cops, put in the repair kits back, and the damage increase. So if you guys want to see the video where I take on the cops and get as much of heat as possible, see how long I can survive, see how much of a multiplier I can get, click over here and I'll take you straight to that video. So thank you for watching. Tell me anything you guys would have done different, how to get it really track ready, because as far as I see it, this car is not good for track. It's kind of a bit disappointing. It's a beautiful car. I would have loved it to perform a lot better despite all these incredible stats that it has. I mean, it's almost 10 on every single thing, and it just doesn't perform any better than my 190SX does now. So yeah, tell me what you've done, what you would have done different, anything you would have changed, anything you use this car for. My Sonic track speed wasn't all that great. I would love to see what you guys can do on that track with this car. And thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and take care of yourselves.